Transform plate boundaries do not create or destroy crust. So divergent plate boundaries create crust, convergent plate boundaries destroy crust, and transform plate boundaries do neither. Transform plate boundaries generally accommodate the other stresses of plate boundaries. So what I'm drawing here is a map view of a plate boundary. This is going to be a mid-ocean ridge, just to kind of illustrate. So if you actually drew this out, this would be the oceanic crust. So I'm going to draw the cross section as well. And you would see that the asthenosphere is rising up. And so these fat areas are the divergent plate boundaries or mid-ocean ridges. The area between them, this side is moving this way, this side is moving that way, that is your transform plate boundary. Transform plate boundary move horizontally past each other. So the mid-ocean ridge is actually divided up into sections. And you can see, because it doesn't spread all at equal points, you can see that it moves, and it's not all one straight line, but between those two, you have your transform plate boundaries. So they move horizontally past each other. Because this plate is moving that way, this plate is moving that way, that's why you get the slip past each other. Transform plate boundaries are generally found in or along the mid-ocean ridge. Then when you extend them out past, those are known as your fracture zones. So these are your fracture zones. They're no longer active transform plate boundaries because they are not between the mid-ocean ridge. So the fracture zones that come off of these are not active. The only part that is active is the part between the mid-ocean ridge. This is no longer has any movement along it. It's only this area right here. So the only other place you'll find, most transform plate boundaries do occur along the mid-ocean ridge. There are a couple along the continents. You have the Anatolian Fault in Turkey and the San Andreas Fault in the western United States. Then all the other ones are really an oceanic crust. They join up other plate boundaries. So they'll join up mid-ocean ridge to another mid-ocean ridge, or mid-ocean ridge to a divergent plate or convergent plate boundary, a subduction zone. So they really accommodate the other stresses. So when you look at the map in the textbook, you should definitely look at how the transform plate boundaries link up the other different types of plate boundaries, just like in this picture here.